The old guard is getting replaced with the new guard. Toyota execs are stepping down. Let's get into it. Now, we could go through the Toyota Motor North America press release, which is really hard to read and to go through. Instead, we're going to go to Automotive News, who packaged it very well. Bob Carter retires as North America sales boss. The Energizer Bunny is what they call him, Jack Hollis, to succeed him. And as we just saw on this page, there are tons of management and CEO and leadership shuffling throughout the company here in North America. Don't know exactly what it means, other than those execs that put in their 40 years or so can finally live life without stress. More than likely. Bob Carter, 62, has been executive vice president of sales for Toyota and Lexus brands since 2017, has worked primarily in sales and marketing capacities since joining Toyota as a warranty processor in 1981. He retires June 30th. I actually talked to Bob Carter HQC 2022 this year. He was walking by. I was with Matt Moran and Miles from Miles Per Hour, and we were just hanging out, having some drinks, and Bob Carter comes along. I'm like, "Hey, Bob, how's it going?" I'm like, "Great presentation. What are you drinking?" He was drinking a mocktail. He said he really didn't like it. He wished he was drinking what I was drinking. Briefly talked about the weather and how windy it is on campus there. Little did I know that would be the last time I'd probably ever see Bob Carter again in the flesh, and one of the last times he is at a press event for Toyota as he retires June 30th. So less than a month away from his retirement. I was honored to be able to just hang out with Bob Carter for about 5 minutes. It was really cool. For over 4 decades, Bob has been an advocate for our dealers and customers, providing insightful leadership and sound and principled judgment in sales and marketing. That's coming from CEO Ted Ogawa. Bob leaves a legacy of many firsts, including Toyota and Lexus leadership in key segments, dealer satisfaction, profitability, and sales leadership in North America, to name a few. 1981, guys, he was there almost a decade before Lexus ever came to be. Bob's been around for a long time. Bob Carter will be succeeded by Jack Hollis, who's 55. What Bob Carter's what again? 62, so 7 years younger. So we can probably expect Jack to be in there for at least 7 years, right? Hollis is being succeeded by Andrew Gilliland, who's been ahead of Lexus since 2020. I love Andrew. He's super hilarious, super fired up. He's passionate about performance cars. I was at Sebring when he unveiled the IS 500, a launch edition with the incognito paint color. Cooper Erickson was there at the time as well. We'll talk about Cooper shortly. And Gilliland's top role at Lexus will be filled by Dewan Ross, who has been Vice President of Sales for Toyota Financial Services, the automaker said. So bringing in someone who is experienced in sales, maybe that means, hey, we need to make sure Lexus is staying at the top of the sales heap. We need to do everything we can to take down BMW, Mercedes, and any other competitors in that segment. Bob recently recovered from a neck surgery after a fall from a motorcycle, but he was on hand last week, like I said, when I met up with him at HQ 2022. So there are other big executive announcements. Zach Hicks, CEO and president of subsidiary Toyota Connected North America, is retiring July 22nd. Tracy Doy, 61, retiring as well, being replaced by Tim Engel. Sandra Phillips Rogers been appointed to a newly created role of Senior Vice President, Corporate Resources and General Counsel. Sean Suggs, Group Vice President and Chief Social Innovation Officer, has been named President of Toyota Battery Manufacturing North Carolina. So that battery plant will open up in 2025, so about 3 years from now. Cooper Erickson, the legend responsible for tons of engineering on the Toyota and Lexus site, but also super responsible for the IS 500. That V8, the 2UR, never would have seen life in the IS without Cooper's vision. And Koji Sato gave him the green flag, essentially, to make it happen. But he is getting promoted to a newly created position, a Senior Vice President for Product, Battery Electric Vehicles, and Mobility Planning and Strategy. So I was talking to Cooper. Now that the RZ is out, I can kind of talk about this a little bit. But Cooper and I were talking about Evolution 2.0? Yeah, it was Evolution 2.0 when they revealed the BZ4X for America, and he was heavily involved with it. We were talking about powertrains, and I was kind of speculating about the RZ having around 308 horsepower, and I was guessing, 0 to 60 time about 5.5 seconds. And he's like, you do your homework. So he kind of knew that I knew what the RZ was going to be performance-wise based off of the existing BZ4X and the Blue Nexus published motors and things like that. Anyway, super cool guy. He's telling me stories as well about the collaboration with Toyota and BMW and how their standards are both really high for those companies, but on just totally different subjects. So it was fun hearing the quality control differences between BMW and Toyota. And I also shook hands with him and talked to him just briefly. I probably was a little bit rude because I was talking to Cooper at HQC 2022 right after the new RX was revealed. And I'm like, Cooper, good to see you again. I'm like, I can't believe Koji Sato's here. Because Cooper's told the stories of Koji Sato. They're walking on the beach in California. And Cooper is like, we need to bring the ISF back. He's like, I want to put the V8 back in it. And Koji Sato's like, no. F is much higher now. F is above what you're saying. We can't do F. Only Marizo, Akio Toyota can approve F. But he's like, but Cooper, I can approve IS F Sport Performance. And that's when it can. Anyways, great stories coming from Cooper. He's a great storyteller. And feel like I'm going to end this article here. Big shufflings. We still have some, we have the leaving of legends who have set the foundation for these newly groomed and well-groomed and very experience-laden CEOs to take that next step up in the company here in this country in North America. Well, you know what I mean. It's all in the United States, but it's for all of North America. Anyways, I'm very excited for this news. What do you guys think down below? Do you have any stories about these executives? Maybe not. I don't know. I'm excited for those to move on to experience retirement stress-free with, I'm sure, that nice nest egg that they've built up working their lives and butts off for Toyota. Anyways, I'm going to end it there. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoy news and reviews from the Japanese auto segment as well as the Korean auto segment, make sure you're subscribed. Also, Polestar. Getting a Polestar for review. You guys know from time to time I like covering Volvo and Polestar. Anyways, going to end it there. Thanks so much for watching.